Hello and welcome to Healthy Moments. This is a show where I digest health across branded news and beyond. I had a really great week this week. In the past week, I got to work the Roadrunners event as an assistant for my chiropractor, Dr. Myers. For those of you who've never been to a Roadrunner event, it's basically a mix between a running event and a scavenger hunt where people find all the raffle tickets, they bring them back to home base, and they have a few beers and find out what all the prizes are. The prizes range from all sorts of cool athletic stuff like ASICs or running shoes. So if you've never been to an event, look it up online. They're pretty fun. First up, we have an article that explains why we have a fear of zombies and clowns and robots. Vampire robot Nazis that are also zombies are so close to being human, but not quite, that we reject them and we can't make a connection with them. This subconscious disconnect will present itself as being creepy, awkward, or just uncomfortable. Not all robots, zombies, and clowns are creepy. It's just the ones that are so close to looking human, but just aren't. Now here are two very intricate robots that represent humans. The female looks creepy and the male not so much. Our senses and subconscious are very finely tuned in order to make distinctions between things that are human and things that are not. They're so finely tuned, in fact, that when we paint our faces as clown faces, it causes a disassociative response, which will make people at least uneasy or uncomfortable. Next up, spending time outdoors in the sun is good for you, but you gotta know your limits. Research suggests that some people get stimulation in the rewards and addiction centers of their brain when they tan, which causes them to overdo it. I personally tan indoors 10 minutes every week and a half just because I don't have time to spend the 45 minutes a day, 2-3 days a week out in the natural sun. The one benefit that I find in indoor tanning over outdoor tanning is that because of its intensity, I wear 100 SPF sunblock daily, even if I don't tan. And building this habit helps protect me from overexposure of natural sun rays. The woman in the article tans every day and also does a spray tan to even out her tan. This is absurd, ridiculous, insane, whatever you want to call it. You don't need that much sunlight, and it's going to cause nothing but disaster. Next up, I have a case study from the Journal of Upper Cervical Chiropractic Research. In this article, they talk about how chiropractic is used in order to relieve the symptoms of ADHD and bipolar. The subject in this case study was a 16-year-old high school student who, after 7 weeks of chiropractic care, had no symptoms and was able to get off the very toxic and dangerous mental medications. I thought this was something new and some new medical breakthrough, but it turns out that this is not entirely uncommon. I've talked to a couple of my chiropractors and they say that this does happen. I don't have enough evidence in order to really say that this is your best choice, but I'm such a fan of chiropractic care that, as skeptical as I am, I'm very optimistic. And if you are seeing a psychiatrist for any reason, seeing an alternative healthcare specialist like a chiropractor could also have very rewarding benefits. So I strongly encourage you to include chiropractic care in your wellness recovery action plan. Lastly, on branded news, there's an article that contradicts many other articles that are in the news right now, and it's about artificial sweeteners. If you have been keeping up on artificial sweeteners, many news sites are talking about how they cause you to actually gain weight because you're not satisfying the actual sugar craving. The way that I look at it is, one, I like zero-calorie sodas because the artificial sweeteners don't hurt my teeth the way that real sugar does. Coca-Cola Classic and all that stuff are things that I drink. I love them, but they're just a little bit too sweet for me, so I go for the Coke Zero alternative. Most importantly is, if those two sodas are what's bringing you over your 2,000 calorie a day dietary needs, then switching to a zero-calorie sweetener will make a big difference. Just make sure that you drink plenty of water. 2 liters a day for common people, 3 liters a day if you live in the desert, because artificial sweeteners as well as caffeine take extra water in order to process out of your body. So just make sure you don't get dehydrated. That's all for this week. Thanks for all the participation and interactions I've been getting on Twitter. I'm up to 14,000 fans, and that's awesome. Don't be a stranger, subscribe, and as always, stay healthy, wealthy, witty, and wise, and I'll see you next time.